Hello, it's Katie. Today I'm going to be looking at how to attach a clasp. So back to my beading basics. So this is how to use crimp tubes, crimp covers, and how I go about making this connection between two different ends. So wherever you need to make that connection, this is where you're going to be using that type of finding. So the findings that we're going to be using today are crimp tubes, crimp covers. We're going to be using a jump ring and a clasp too, which I've chosen a bolt ring clasp for this project. We're going to be using beading thread, which some people know as tiger tail thread. So I'm going to be using a beading thread there. I've chosen to use silver because I'm using silver findings. And I've chosen some beads. I've chosen some 6mm and 8mm rose quartz. The 6mm are faceted. We're going to be using 2 pairs of chain nose pliers, depending on what sort of jump ring we're using. If you're using one that opens, I've got a closed one today, you'll definitely need the 2 pairs, but we need 1 pair in any case. I'm going to use some crimping pliers, so that's what we're going to use to create that solid bond with our crimp tube. I will be using some snips, side cutters or flush cutters, and that's going to be used to snip our wire, because this is an actual wire, it's not a thread as such. It's actually got a steel inside it and it's got a kind of nylon coating over the top, so don't use your best scissors on it because it will blunt them. Okay, so I'm just going to move everything out of the way and we'll get started. Okay, so I've pre-threaded my beads onto a length of the beading thread, which is much longer than what I need, but I like to have plenty to play with at the end rather than fiddling with a little bit. So just a quick brief mention about sizing your bracelet. Now my wrist size is 6 inches. So I have actually measured my beads around I'll just show you, around a kind of bracelet tray. So this is the one for 6 inches. So I know that this will sit around here. Sorry, it's a little bit grubby. And then I've got enough room for my clasp here. So having something like this is absolutely invaluable to me, just measuring different sizes, because even though when I've actually measured this way, it is 6 inches, but you've got to account for the width of your bead and how it's going to sit sort of against your wrist too. So 6 inches for me as a 6-inch wrist plus the clasp will fit my wrist perfectly, being able to fasten it with ease. So just take into account when you are actually threading your beads on and measuring lengths, that you've got to add about another inch for your clasp section, plus you've got to think about the width of your bead. So if you've got actually something to put around it, so that you can put around it that is a 6-inch or 6.5 inch or 7-inch wrist, and then think about sort of the distance that you've got to cover because of the width of the bead as well, if that makes sense. Okay, so I've just popped a little crimp on the end there. That's for no reason apart from stopping my beads from falling off, and we're going to work with this end here. So we're going to create part of the clasp at this end. So a little bend in the wire there, so we'll just snip that off. What we're going to do is we're going to pop on a crimp bead. Now a crimp bead is a small tube. So can you see it there? It's a small tube. It's flat at each end, and you can get actually lots and lots of passes through there if you were doing something that was multi-stranded. So what we need to do is crimp this onto the wire after we've looped it to create a firm fastening. So what I'm doing now is I'm putting 1/2 of my clasp on, so that this half is the clasp, the other side will be the jump ring, and then I'm going to miss the clasp and come back through that crimp bead. Okay, and then pulling that up, I'm going to just get that to sit in a small loop, but we need that loop to have enough room for this actual clasp to be able to move around, otherwise it won't sit very comfortably on your wrist. So you want the loop to be small, not too big, but not too close that it's going to be tight, and then so if I pull that tight now, it restricts the movement there. So if we just pull that away again a little bit, just push that back and create a small loop, then we've now got a lot more movement here. Okay, so taking our crimping pliers, once we've got to this stage, What we need to do is look at our crimping pliers. If we look at the one that's closest to the handle, the gap, ignore that one there, that is just a gap, I'll just put my finger under that. The one that's closest to the handle is kind of got a little notch out of it, and that's the one that we use first. So the one with the little bite out of the middle of it, that's the one we use first, and then we'll move up and use the more rounded one second. So we're going to go in with our crimping pliers. We're going to make sure everything's in place where we want it, where our loop is. I'm using that one closest to me that's got that little notch in, and I'm going to very firmly squeeze my pliers. Okay, now when I turn it over, this front side is domed and the other side has got that groove in, so that little indentation that came from the pliers. Now what I want to do is have this groove facing upwards and then come in with my pliers, using that top one this time, so using the very top one, and very gently and quite slowly, don't rush this, just squeeze that together and just make sure it's squeezed all the way along. And what that will do is fold in, so it'll fold in that crease that we originally made, and now we've got a fixing on our wire that's very, very strong. This will not go anywhere. Okay, so we've got a really strong fixing. So this tail of wire that we've got here, that's a little bit long, so we'll just take a little bit of that off. So we've got about an inch of a tail there, depending on what sort of beads you're using. And then we can drop a few beads down and pass that tail through those beads there, so that will bring that up to your crimp. We'll come back at the end and pop our crimp covers on. Now the rest of these beads can drop down. Now we know that tail is nice and safely hidden inside those beads, and we can start working on this end. So I'll just need to take off that bit where we had the crimp. So now we're going to pick up another one of our crimp tubes, little crimp beads, pop that on. So this side we're going to want the jump ring. So I'm going to pick up that jump ring. So this is a closed jump ring, so it's even better because there's no way that that can come undone. Now what I want to do is, before I tighten this up, I want to curve this. So I want to have some curvature to it, because if we pull this really tight and do it like this, when we come to curve it, it doesn't want to curve as nicely and it feels very, very tight. So what I want to do is make sure that I've got a nice curve in my bracelet as I'm doing this. So I've popped my crimp bead on, I've got my jump ring there. I'm going to pop this thread through that crimp bead and through the first two beads. So I'm going to hold on to this thread that was already coming through and start to pull this loop down. Now I can take one of my pairs of chain nose pliers or flat nose pliers, and just holding on to that one, I can just pull this a little bit closer and a little bit closer until I get that nice small loop again. So I'm just going to swap over to these slightly more pointed ones. So I've just got that small loop on the end and everything's nice and close together, and I've still got that bend here. Okay, so I'm just going to pull that the other way. Looking at that, it just needs to come a bit more, so I'm just gone in and grabbed that little bit of a tail, just pulled it a very tiny bit more. Okay, all my beads are together, we've still got a nice bend in there, there's no big gaps. So now I know I can come in with my crimping pliers. So again, we're going to be using this one first, the one with the little bite out of it, and then moving up to the one that's more rounded. And again, I've still got it so it's actually curved against the mat. It's curved this way. And I'm going to go in and squeeze. And then turn so the groove is upwards. And come in with the more rounded side. And squeeze again. Nice and gently on that second one. And that is fully crimped and very, very secure. So this tail thread, we can just snip this off, making sure that anything sits inside our beads. Now all we need to do is add our crimp covers. So I'm going to pick up one of our crimp covers. just always check inside it, because sometimes my crimp tubes tend to hide inside there. So we put this on from the underneath and we pop it over the top of our crimp like so. And then if you can, hold this side as well. So I'm holding the actual clasp with my finger just so it's nicely out of the way. Now I'm just going to start to squeeze very gently, and every so often I'm just going to move the actual angle that I'm squeezing at very slightly, and we're just easing it together a little bit. If you just try and squeeze it in one go, you'll probably end up with a bit of a squished one. So now I can let go of that. I know that's nice and safe. So bringing this all the way around until we've formed it into a lovely bead. We see that there. There we go. So we've got that nice bead. Now we do the same on the other side. So popping our crimp cover from underneath onto that crimp. If you can, hold the jump ring with your other finger, just making sure all that thread is out of the way. There's nothing there that can get caught, and gently easing that together like so. So now we've got 2 crimp covers on there. All I need to do now is fasten my bracelet. So that's job done, finished. So I've got my crimps on, my crimp covers on, and it's all finished off very neatly and securely. So we've got no big gaps of thread or anything. So that's how you get a nice professional finish on your clasp. So thank you very much for watching. I have got lots of other types of video on my YouTube channel, so please subscribe if you're interested, if you enjoyed this video. Pop me a like below if you've enjoyed this and you've gained something from it. And thank you very, very much for watching. I will see you again soon with more jewellery making videos. Take care.